You know, I heard a quote one time from Vincent van Gogh that really rang true. He said, he has dedicated his life to his art and he has lost his mind in the process. When I sat and I thought about that, it sounded very familiar. I have given every single thing, every ounce of my life to this craft, to perfecting my craft, and I continue to do so. And in the process, I have lost my mind to regular society, to people who wake up at 9 a.m., who clock out at 5 p.m. They would look at me and say, I've lost my mind, but me, I have found it almost.
My name is Conor McGregor. I'm a professional MMA fighter. My dream is to be world lightweight champion in the UFC, have more money than I know what to do with, and have a great life for my kids, my grandkids, everyone in my family, everyone that's come up with me. That's my dream. My dream is to be number one.
Most young men, why they got into martial arts was to defend themselves. I started off really being into football. That was what my first dreams were, you know, being a football player and how good you were at playing football and how good you were at fighting, you know, they were the two things where I grew up. And then maybe as I start going outside my little estate and all, conflicts start happening, and I had to kind of think to myself, right, I need to be able to defend myself now as well. Not even to get back at anyone around, just to kind of be like, alright, this guy knows what he's at, just leave him alone. Now that's it, I don't know what I'm doing other than that really. Now I'm obsessed.
I was working in the plumbing business at the time, yeah, but it would have been around that time that John, I left the plumbing business.
How bad was that?
The plumbing?
Yeah.
Horrendous. It was just a horrible, horrible time, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this, and then I just left, and then I just stopped going, didn't get out of bed. Then my dad would come in and try and bait me out of bed, and we'd have fights, and literally, for a good while I never spoke. I didn't really speak to my dad. We just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime I come across my dad, anytime we did speak was to fight.
Why did it get to that point, to where he was that
just
mad?
Because I was doing absolutely nothing. I was out getting into trouble. Yeah, it basically felt like I was doing fuck all. I was a waster, you know. I was a waster. Got that, called that a lot, you know what I mean? The real stress and the real fights come from the mortgage, come from the stress of home. A lot of people are getting evicted from their homes around here. So that's something that I grew up with. That was a big stress in my family. It caused a lot of stress, so I just wanted to give it back and help out and just do that and just relax. They are in a new place, so it's good. That's something I always dreamed of. I always visualized what giving would feel like, given to people who have given to me, what that would feel like. I always dreamed of just showing up one day and be like, here.
I always visualized good things, success, abundance. I visualized it all and it's all happening.
If you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it, you know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens, you know what I mean? It's perfect. I'm fighting myself, you know what I mean? Because you are fighting yourself. There is no opponent, you know what I mean? It's you versus you, and I'd say I'm fighting myself in there, and I'm gonna beat myself. Not even martial arts, life, you know what I mean? It's always you versus you. If you're competing against other people, you know what I mean? Competing against others, and you're gonna become bitter. Eventually you'll become bitter. But if you compete against yourself, you'll become better.
There are no restrictions, there are no limits. There's no one trying to get something from me, or trying to make me do this, or make me do that, or send me here, or send me there, or stop me from going full. I'm free. I go in and do as I please. This is my time now. So it's a beautiful experience, and it's almost an out-of-body experience, and it becomes very, very addictive. So that's what you're seeing here. I'm addicted to that feeling, and I will do anything to get in there and get that feeling again.
I truly believe we are all equal as human beings. If we are obsessed with something and we truly pursue our passion with everything we have, regardless of anything else, if you are obsessed, work hard, put in the time, you will succeed. And that is a philosophy that I carry, my coaches carry, and to see LeBron James, who's like a mega superstar over here and a phenomenal athlete, share that belief is inspiring right back to me. It shows that
we are thinking correct. You know, this is hard work. This is an obsession. Nothing can beat hard work. If you're doing something and you're not interested or you have no passion for it, you should truly follow your passion.
I'm not doing this for this. I'm not doing this for fake acting and pretending I can, you know what I mean? Trying to give emotion to some guy that wants emotion from me for a shot. I can't do that. I don't do this for that. But I understand that it's a double-edged sword and you must do that. I do it for the competition, to step foot inside that octagon, to have that feeling of freedom. So that is why I say I don't feel pressure in there. I do not. I feel free in there.
It sounds like you were the last person that would ever give an excuse why you lost.
No, there is no excuse. You know what I mean? It's like I've been beat before. You know what I mean? I've lost MMA fights. I've lost boxing fights. I've lost so many fights in the gym. You know, I lose all the time. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. If you, any true martial artist will know, in order to succeed at this game, you must lose a fucking shitload of times. You know what I mean? You must lose many times. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We all have we all have the same emotions. We have all won and we have all lost. It's a sport. It is what it is. You know, just get on with it. Look to learn from it. You know, the day you stop trying to learn is the day you start losing. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to learn, regardless of the result. You know what I mean? Win or lose, I will take something from it all. And you know the way people say, you learn more from your losses and things like that. That is true. You learn a lot from your losses, but as well as that, you learn from your wins. People can say, let's say you beat a guy, then you're at the beating that guy. You're a winner now. You know what I mean? You're a winner. So now I get to take the foot off the pedal. I don't need to learn so much. I'm at the beating this guy. I'm a winner. You know what I mean? That's gonna stop you. That can take over people, especially in this game. When you're signed to the UFC and there's all media things going on and there's people looking for pictures and shit. That can take over. That can make you feel like you're bigger than you are. You know what I mean? That happens to guys. You ever see guys that I see guys all the time coming in that are around this company since day one. Their performances just stay the same. They stagnate. Their performances stagnate. Then they get even worse. You know, they arrive on for the fight out of shape, not looking in shape, barely made weight, sluggish. You know what I mean? That's not gonna be me. I stay ready. I'm always in shape. You know what I mean? You're not gonna catch me out of shape. Win or lose, I'm gonna be ready to go. No ego. You know, you can't have an ego in this game. We've all won. We've all lost. It is what it is. Just keep going, keep doing your thing, keep working hard. I'm a cocky motherfucker, but if you come in and you get me, I'll stand before you and I'll stand before everyone and say, you got me. I'll get you next time. And that's it. Something. You know, we all know how a loser on the night feels because we have all lost at one point or other in our lives. You need to stop putting your hand out. Everyone wants handouts. Everyone wants things for free. Or everyone, you know what I'm saying? You've got to put in the work, you've got to grind, you've got to go through the struggle, and you've got to get it. If you deserve it, go get it. You know, don't complain, don't cry, get the fucking work and go get it. I've been listening to laughter all my career. I've been listening to them laugh my whole career. They've been laughing. What, an Irishman win a Cage Warriors world title? Hell no. You serious? An Irishman? An Irishman win a fight in the UFC? Hell no. Laughs all around. Okay, you gotta win. Now he wants to win a world title? Hell no, he's all talk, he's all hype, he's a joke. Laughter all around at the Joker. Then the Joker goes and wins the world title. Now he wants to win a second world title. More laughter. Listen, the sound of laughter and the sound of doubt motivates me. So I'm enjoying that. I seek that. I don't feel no doubt. I don't feel that going and fighting any of these other UFC bums right now. They need to rise up. Right now they're down there. I've got this situation where people are truly doubting me, like they doubted me at the very, very beginning. And that's motivating for me. That's what's gonna drive me to the gym when I need to go to the gym and to put in that work to get that win.
Stripping that all back to the start of your career, a man with a dream, you know, training in the gym day in, day out. If somebody said to you, you'll have or you'll be as successful as you are now, what would you had said back then?
I believe you. That's what I would have said. Because I did believe.
Yes.
I believed in it. I had very few people who told me that. I had a small small group of people that would tell me something like that. Other than that, it was just me telling myself.
Yep.
So if someone came up to me and told me that all the way back then, I'd say you're right. I was a waster. Got that, called that a lot, you know what I mean? But like, and then when I start getting that focus and realize, no, I'm gonna make this happen. And then now that has happened, I'm making it happen. It's depressing times for a lot of people in Ireland. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the country. A lot of people are struggling. Everybody's struggling. But now since them seeing me chase this dream, it's giving them an energy, and I see a new lease of life in them. And that alone spurs me on even more. So it's all just a perfect storm that's happening for me. And that is why I have this tunnel vision, and that is why I'm willing to kill every single man in my path to get that belt, you know what I mean? To secure the future, from my family's future, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing it for.
I'm doing it because for the love of movement, and I'm also doing it to secure because I recognise that it will secure my family's future. So why not take full advantage? Something that I love can actually secure my family's future and make us live a good life for the rest of our days, you know what I mean? And it's not work. I don't work, I live. You know what I mean? I don't have a job, I just have a life. No matter what was going on, some deep situations, I always had the belief that I was gonna get here. I was gonna get to the UFC. I was gonna get, because I just knew I was different. I know I'm different than these people. I'm enjoying the fruits of my hard work. Nobody works harder than me inside the octagon, outside the octagon. I am a workhorse, so I'm going to enjoy the benefits of this life. I am going to get myself a big mansion in Las Vegas. I'm going to get the soft top cars. I'm going to bring my whole team out. I'm going to spoil them and give them this life. We're eating good, we're living good. It's human nature. Some people will sit and take positivity from that. They will look at that and take inspiration and inspire. It will inspire them to go and push for that. Others will shell up and critique it and be negative towards it. But one thing is for sure, those people will stay where they are. The people who take inspiration from it will rise up and also one day experience that life. So this is human nature. Some go one way, some go the other way. But I am enjoying my money, my hard-earned money that I have dedicated my life to. I can be a product of my environment, you know what I mean? If I'm in with the wrong crowd, I just kind of become wherever, you know what I mean? So that's why I like to be isolated. That's why this has helped me coming out here and being locked in an apartment on my own, building back up my leg, going from rehab to home to rehab to home, because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life, you know what I mean? To get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game, or that aren't on the same path, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense. I know nobody can tell me that I move the same as any of these guys, because I don't move the same. I move differently, I move unique, and I know I move unique. Not only that, I speak unique, I act unique. I'm just different than these people, you know what I mean? So I
dress unique.
I dress unique, whatever. I just feel different to these, on another level, on another playing field than any of them before me. That's why I know I have no doubt in my mind that I'm the greatest, that I will be the greatest of all time. In my head already, I am better than everybody, and I know, you know, there's a lot of hate come from people, you know, but I know, and I will prove. You give me time, and I will prove it to everybody. When you're chasing your dream, and when you're working hard, chasing something you love and completely dedicated, it just happens. You can't really notice it, you know, even still to this day. I'm in an amazing position in my life, but I'm still working like I'm not. I'm still working like I'm not in this position.
Absolutely.
I'm still working like none of this is even, it's just something I love to do, and I just keep pushing and keep working hard. I can't pinpoint an exact moment for you, but if anything, I always felt like it was happening way back then. And now it is happening, but now I almost feel like it's not happening. You know what I mean? And I want to push to something else.
Absolutely.
I'm always striving to push forward. No, I don't like thinking too far ahead. People set like goals, long distance goals, and that's too much for me. I already feel like I'm living it, and then I just carry on doing that. You know, carry on day by day, already living
the final goal, the goal of being the world champion. I already carry myself like I'm a world champion. I already speak like I'm a world champion. And that's it, I just carry on day by day. So I'll take it as it comes.
You know, hard work pays. I put in a hell of a lot of work all throughout this build up in the fight. I pumped out more content than anybody, more content than Fox, more content than ESPN, more content than BT Sport, more content than everybody on the Mac Live on my own channels. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking workhorse from all angles, not just in the gym. But I'm building this media empire now myself, and we pumped out the content. I'm very proud of how it went. We consistently, daily movies I was releasing, you know, from like a month ago, every single day. You know what I mean? Nobody's doing that. So I'm very proud of it, and I'm very, like, the work pays, hard work pays, and I put in the fucking work, and that's why I'm sitting at the top. I put it all on the line. I show up, I perform, and I get the results from that. So,
what do you think they'll say about you in 50 years?
You know, I'm not quite sure what they'll say about me. They'll probably just say I'm a young kid who showed up when he said he was going to show up. That's it. I cannot control what people say about me now or in the future. But I certainly know what I am doing, and the stuff that I have done and achieved will live on long after I am gone. I don't think there's a fighter that in the UFC's history that has done what I have done in the space that I have done it. And Saturday night, when I go out there and put Diego away in the first round, I'll prove my worth.
He can do it, you know, you never know, but he's not gonna be that easy the way he's been talking. So this is why I call him a clown, you know, so you guys can see everything there. So everybody have a mouth, everybody talk whatever they want.
Pressure is an illusion, you know, but I want that illusion of pressure, you know. Heap more on, give me more pressure. So when I put this guy away and make it look easy, which I will do, people will say, how did he do that? You know, let's skip the queue. Let's jump this guy ahead of the queue and put him straight in for a title shot. Saturday night, you're gonna see a true #1 contender here on Saturday night.
No, honestly, I said I was gonna put him away in the first round. I put him away in the first round. It would have to be something special to come over here in my hometown and take this away from me. There's not me. Dustin thinks it's all talk. But when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all talk. I'm gonna crack him with a jab, and he's gonna wobble, and I'm gonna put him away early. It's gonna be a first round KO, mark my words.
These featherweights don't understand. Until they get hit by me, it's a in the first round, and I knocked them out in the first round. You can call me Mystic Mac, because I predict these things. It's the old age, this is the new age. I wanted to come over here to America and show the American public the new era of the fighting Irish, and I brought my whole country with me. If one of us goes to war, we all go to war.
Well, this was a huge victory for you. This is your first victory over a top 10 contender. What's next?
You know what's next. That world title is next. I'm gonna fly to Brazil, and if they want, I'll eliminate Chad Mini Mendes and step in and give the fans what they want. Aldo versus McGregor.
This is only my second fight back from ACL, and it's been under a year since ACL surgery. I've had 2 fights, 2 first-round finishes. Would you doubt me? You probably did, but would you doubt me now? They all think it's fun and games. I'm not playing here, and now it's time. Now we have a location. Now Jose is next in line, and he will be the next one to learn that it's not all talk and it's no joke. This is not, for me, this is not a joke. I'm not messing around here. I said I was gonna kill everybody, wipe out the division. Now we have 1 man left. Tell Jose I'm coming. You know, my mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock. I am #1. So if you are #1, who gives a if #2 steps out in place of #3? At the end of the day, I'm #1. So it makes no difference who is standing across the octagon from me. I will win.
Now you're here the week of the fight. What is your prediction for the fight?
Yeah, I feel within 4 minutes the shots will have landed. It's on him after that. I
Anything after that 4-minute mark of the first round will be a formality. It will be on him where he is mentally, where he is physically, and how much he truly wants this. I see him crumbling towards the end of the first, or not answering the bell for the second, but it will be wrapped up inside one.
I was asking you on Thursday about his right hand.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what you told me?
I said his right hand would get him into trouble. It's the shot I predicted. I said he'd overload on his right hand. I said I'd slip. I said I'd bang the left hook, and that's what happened.
Word for word.
I think the right hand could be, if you look at I felt when we stared down, I felt his right hand was twitching a little bit, which was a subtle tell for me. He is ready to unload that right hand, but I feel that could be a downfall for him if he lets that right hand go. I will not be there.
I will create traps and dead space inside that octagon, and I will walk him into that dead space, but all of a sudden he will be in danger. How do you do that? How do you predict these
if
things?
you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality. I knew he would overextend, and I knew I'd catch him, so Mystic Mac strikes again. I've always been fascinated by movement, and I always look at people that can move in unusual ways and have complete control of their frame. I don't see them as people that just have control of their body and control of their frame, but they have control of their mind to be able to go into certain positions and balance on one hand, or in unusual positions. To be able to do that, you don't just have control over your body, you have control over your mind. So it's always been something that's fascinated me, and I've always been learning and trying to implement different forms of movement and variety into my game. So it's nice, they called it a fake belt, interim toy belt, clown, joker, all of these things. So I'll go back and I'll sit patiently and wait and hear what they have to say now.
Conor, you've been known to make predictions. You're known as Mystic Mac.
Happened throughout his career. He's a weathered fighter. He's on his way out. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he's in. One round it will take me to knock him out.
The gold belt is what I want. The 2 gold belts. I was a 2-weight world champion in the previous organization. Now I'm on the big stage at the UFC. I want that featherweight belt and I want that lightweight belt. That's my goal. The money is going to come with that. Don't get me wrong. It's prize fighting. I'm after the money as well. But the money comes with the belt. And the belt is what I'm focused on. I don't care about fame.
I'm gonna rap one-on-one. And you're gonna need a f***ing army to come take them belts off me.
But I'm sure everybody here would appreciate the Mystic Mac prediction of how exactly you get this thing done.
It's hard not to respect Donald right now at this stage, and he has my respect. And although there will be blood spilled, it will not be bad blood. And for the Mystic Mac prediction, it will be a KO.
Let's test the overall mysticism of Mystic Mac, of the notorious Conor McGregor. You said under 60 seconds for Dustin Poirier. What is the strike that most often puts Dustin Poirier away in your mind?